Welcome to the Bird Gang Nation Sports Media Show, repping the greatest team of all time. Let's go! Bird Gang 31, he be the host with the most. We going deep, burning teams. They ain't nothing but toast. It's Senior Estes. Sirianni put me in coach, running like Miles Sanders till I bumped my head on the post. Touchdown! Yeah, that's coming. Devontae's crazy route running. Jalen hurting them, throwing lasers. The Rager Young gunning. Come on! On the D side, we ride, sack him with Fletcher, lay him out on the stretcher. No one can protect you. Watch Darius lay him, shutting down your routes. Come on! In my green John, eating Philly cheesesteaks. Put up your cups, wings up, if you can relate. Tailgating at the link like Gangsta Stride. To the Bird Gang Nation, that's worldwide. On Sundays, catch the pre and post game. Mondays is Birds on Broad Street with Philly Notion and Cool Cat, the man in motion. And Wednesdays, the midweek special got you open with JC from Eagles Talk, hitting like B-Dog, baby.
Welcome to another edition of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31.
Yes,
Today,
sir.
Nation, we got some very special guests in the house. We got from the New York Giants, OGR, and from the Eagles, DEEGIFTED in the house. How you guys doing today?
Man,
I'm doing great, but aren't we going to call him Reverend Gifted now?
Yeah,
the
Reverend.
Reverend Gifted is where it's at.
House.
yes, we
drop
definitely.
some sermons on people.
Oh God, hey, look, I'm gonna run with it. You know, hey, once I get the going, I just get the going sometimes. So it is what it is. I know what it is. DEEGIFTED 314 representing the Eagles all day, 24/7. Hey, if you knew. Hey, I'm on the journey to 100 subscribers. Subscribe to my channel, and you will all be entered in a raffle for a Brian Dawkins jersey. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, get my boy subbed up, guys. Get him
Yes,
subbed
sir.
up. He should be at 100 already. The Rev be preaching. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys watch our pre-game show. I know you guys watch our post-game show. Let's get the Rev to 100 for sure. He definitely needs to be way past that. You know what I'm saying? I know he's new, but you got to get him up.
Hey,
I'm
coming. I'm coming.
Well, you know what? You got a subscriber in me, so I give
hey,
that.
Look at that!
I appreciate that 100%. Hey, I promise you, I wear my feelings on my sleeve, bro. I built this channel just so I can connect with a whole bunch of football fans. I'm from St. Louis, so when they took the Rams away, they really took a lot of the football away. So it's not a lot of places I can run to have these football conversations. So,
and I'll tell you right now, not to interrupt you too much, but St. Louis is a great sports city. Obviously you got the Cards. Obviously you got the St. Louis Blues in hockey. You need a football team. Me, I'm from Connecticut. I'm not getting a football team. Okay, I realize that. But you know what? St. Louis is a great city. I've passed through there. I do appreciate it. You guys definitely deserve a football team.
Man, it hurt us. But yeah, so I'm an Eagles fan, definitely. You know, it's hard to come by Eagles fans being out here anyway, especially with them trying to push the Kansas City Chiefs on us. You know, I'm like, hell nah. But I've been an Eagles fan for a while, since the Donovan McNabb days, since really since 2004. You know, I'm only 25, so I came in during a certain era, the Brian Dawkins era, where the guys was just playing like some dogs. Came in during the pretty much the prime era of the Andy Reid era, when we were going back to back championships. But my
where'd you go?
Got me? Can you hear me?
There you go. You back.
Yeah,
You
like
back.
somebody was calling me. And they probably see me on the show trying to, hey man, let me get in. Nah. But yeah, but no, it's been a while, man. So, I seen a lot of comebacks for the Eagles, especially my favorite game of all time was the Eagles against Dallas. It was the game to go to the playoffs. We had too much to fall our way, and hell of stuff had happened, and it was the game for us, and we dominated. I think we whooped them like 44-6 or something like that. So yeah, I'm hoping this season, this Giants, this upcoming game against the Giants can really spark something, because it seemed like every time the Eagles go on the run, it always starts with the New York Giants. I promise you
Well,
it do.
you guys just started on a run, so it wouldn't technically start with the Giants. But you can give us a death knell. You can seal the coffin. I'm going to be straight up on the stream. A lot of people are probably like, "Are you even a Giants fan?" But no, you can put the nail in the coffin. You could have that, blue and red, and you can have Eagle just nailing the nails into the coffin on this. The Giants need this game for many reasons. And that's one. If they want to just remain relevant, because Giants fans, I'll tell you right, content creators after this game are going to start looking toward, what can I say, the draft and all the offseason stuff. They're going to start putting out their videos about who should be the next coach, who should be the next GM, maybe even who should be the next quarterback. So that's how big this game really is. It's actually bigger for the Giants than it is for the Eagles.
Man, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because that's, with me being so Eagle driven, I'm having a hard time even realizing what type of motivation do y'all have for this game. You know what I mean? That's and that's what scares me, because it can be a trap game. You say y'all have a lot of reasons to fight or to even play in this game. I'm listening. I'm all ears. Hey, and appreciate the sub, man. I appreciate that 100%. But now I'm just curious, what do y'all have to fight? What like, I'm finding it hard to believe that y'all really have a lot of reasons to even come out and really not lose on purpose, because what I'm saying, y'all could be looking at draft picks at this point, considering y'all position in the NFC East.
Be honest with you, see me, I'm not the type of Giants fan that's going to root for higher draft picks. I've never been a Giants fan that roots for higher draft picks. It's just not how I am. We already have 2 top 10 with obviously the Bear trade last year and obviously where we're going to be finishing this year. So right now, if the season were to stop today, we'd have the 6th overall pick and the 7th overall pick. So I mean, it is what it is. I just take things as they come. But, looking at it from a Giants fan that just, Giants fans that are desperate, rabid to make the playoffs, rabid to be relevant. Coming from that perspective, the Giants have everything. Joe Judge is coaching for his job. Well, Dave Gettleman, I think Dave Gettleman's going to retire regardless of what happens this season.
Damn.
But the rest of the team around it's time to prove to the rest of the league and remain relevant and continue that stride forward. Because you go to 4-7. You beat the Eagles. At this point, the schedule is a lot easier than the first 9 games. We'll see where we go from there. There are winnable games. The Giants have beat average football teams. We beat the Raiders. We just beat the Cowboys. We beat take Carolina for what you want. We beat them. We should have beat the Washington football team first time around. There's a lot of games that Giants have been in. So you never know what Giants team you're going to go. You're either going to get the Jekyll and Hyde Giants team. A Giants team that, we should have won against you last year at the first game. Obviously, we beat you in the second game, but we are an Evan Ingram drop away from beating you.
I would never forget that. My brother, listen, let me say this real quick. My brother, he is a Giants fan. He is a Giants fan. And just like I'm a passionate Eagles fan, he is and this is my little brother. So, it's always that rival in the house. And I remember me and him watching the game together, and me seeing that drop from Ingram. I would never forget that player, Ingram. I would never forget him. And ever since I watched it, so basically I watch a lot of games too of the New York Giants. And Ingram always seems to be that player that drops the ball. I promise to God, he drops the ball consistently. If it's one other team that I watch a lot other than the Eagles, it's the Giants, and that's because my brother is a Giants fan. And I watch Ingram drop a whole lot of balls, but I'm not even worried about Ingram. It's more so the rookie wide receiver that y'all just got. What's his name? Kadarius Toney. He is a big play, waiting to happen. And if he can be consistent with his effort, because I know y'all offensive line going through it right now. So it's easy for a player to just be out there just running routes. But if he is in tune and early in the game, he can be a possible threat for sure.
No, and that is it. It's with the Giants is that a lot of people what didn't like is everything was before the sticks type concept. Jason Garrett wanted this ball control offense. He wanted a running back to hit the hole, get me 4 or 5 yards. I'm going to pass maybe on second down, get that 3 yards, and I'm going to grind down the field. And a lot of people that are detractors of Daniel Jones will say, well, you know what? Daniel Jones is a limited quarterback. He can. It's very limited what he can do. So that's why Jason Garrett was playing this very safe, very conservative type offense, and that's fine and dandy. But when I see a jumble of 3 wide receivers in the middle of the field, or wide receivers consistently bumping into each other, if it happened once or twice, I could say, you know what, that's on those wideouts. They didn't know the playbook. They didn't know what was going on. But that is scheme. He was literally scheming up and drawing up these plays. When Dan Orlovsky, and take it for what you will, is making fun of you on national television as an offensive coordinator, we're not talking about Dan Orlovsky making fun of a quarterback or making fun of an offensive lineman or, another player on the offense. We're talking about Dan Orlovsky, who's sitting there and laughing at an offensive coordinator on national television. That is pathetic. And it doesn't matter how you feel about Dan Orlovsky. And that's why a lot of Giants fans are like, hey, let's wait, let's see, because we actually don't know who the offensive coordinator is. It actually has not been announced. And Joe Judge got around it because he's saying he's going to call the plays Sunday, because all offensive coordinators and defense coordinators need to talk on Fridays to the media. That's an obligation. I don't know if you knew that or not. So everybody assumes it's Freddie Kitchens, but it may not be. So we'll see.
What do you think is going to happen now with the play calling? Do you think it's going to be the same type play styles, or do you think you're going to mix it up and do it a little bit different?
Daniel Jones, for his flaws, and he does have plenty of them, and it's all basically decision-making, he can throw deep downfield. As an Eagles fan, you saw it and whatnot. He has an accurate ball, and it's setting up to get that big play downfield. The Giants have not been able to run the ball, but at the very least, you need to be able to draw plays for your playmakers. We know what Kenny Galladay is. He's the best contested wide receiver out there in the NFL last year. Why aren't we trying to get him the ball? You paid $17 million for this man, and he's done, and you're not even targeting him. And then Kadarius Toney. I understood, when he came back from the ankle injury initially, he was, they were using him as a gimmicky player because they weren't sure how to trust that ankle, but they know moving him around, seeing where he can go is going to draw the defense eyes to him, and you can get different stuff off of that, and it's worked okay. But now that he's back, he's fully healthy. He's practiced the last 2 weeks. We see where he is. 7 for 189 against Dallas isn't a flash in the pan. The kid's definitely got it. You saw the flashes last week against Tampa Bay. The limited passes he got. Hell, again, this is not betting advice for anybody out there. We got to put that disclaimer out there. But I'm back into the FanDuel app. Hey, and I made my money off of Kadarius Toney getting more than 41 yards last game. So,
yeah, man. So talk to me about your offensive line, because I hear that is the number one reason why your offense is struggling. Do you agree with that?
I think a lot of it, to me, it's the Giants being consistently inconsistent. And when you lose your starting center, when you lose a left guard or a right guard, the Giants' interior sucks, and obviously Nate Solder's a turnstile over there. You know, that's why you saw Jason Garrett start rolling out Daniel Jones and whatnot. It is a problem because what I compare Daniel Jones to is Ryan Tannehill 2.0. That's who I think he can be. And what you need to do is you need to build an offensive line regardless. And regardless how anybody feels about Daniel Jones, because there's a lot of guys that will sit there and say, pick it out of Pitt. I want this guy. Or I want, what's the kid out of Liberty? I'm drawing a blank. Malik Willis. Yeah. Which I like. I really do like him out of Liberty. You're still going to need to be able to protect these guys. So the Giants do need to address offensive line. And it's basically because of injuries. I mean, we've got second and third string starters starting on that offensive line. How are you supposed to get any sort of continuity? You know, and it's not even going to be Nate Solder out at right tackle. It could be Matt Pert. We don't even know yet. Like, it's the only star we have right now is Andrew Thomas. And the Eagles, I mean, if you guys need a get right game as far as getting to the quarterback and not being able to blitz, since I think you guys are the third lowest blitzing team in the NFL.
Yeah,
you know,
we
that
don't
front
blitz them
four
often.
has the potential to feast. We'll see.
Yeah, man. Look, you know, you brought up something as far as like one of the reasons why y'all, you know, should be fighting, you know, to stay relevant, to prove something, you know, for the guys that's actually playing. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you know, Daniel Jones, he can try as hard as he wants, but like you said, the offensive line is still going to be there. Because in my opinion, when I watch Daniel Jones play, he throws dimes. I see him throw accurate balls a lot of times. This is early in the season. I watch football, bro. So when I'm watching these guys and these guys like the tight end Ingram, he dropping balls, or you know, fluky stuff, guys fumbling the ball, or a lot of times I'm watching and it ain't even it's situations that the quarterback be in, y'all getting penalties off the ass. I'm seeing y'all starting off
consistently inconsistent.
First and this, second and this. So it's a predictable situation. Is y'all constantly shoot yourselves in the foot. And with that being said, now mind you, that was earlier in the season. Now it's getting to the point where everything is getting to the nitty gritty. Everything is getting tougher. Guys getting injured. Now everything that he was doing earlier in the season, he having even a harder time even doing that, just on the strength that it's backups in, just like you said, second and third string guys starting up front. And the offensive line is going through it. I think last game allowing 2 sacks and 9 QB hits. So with the offensive line going through it like that, it definitely set us up. It's just we feast on bad quarterbacks. Daniel Jones pressing, not having a solid offensive line, you know, to protect them. Hey, that's gonna work out. You know, it should work out perfectly for our defense. It should, but also if I want to say that, then I gotta be consistent with what I've been seeing every time the Eagles play the Giants. Every time it's a tight game. No matter what,
the rivalry
is, I promise you, it's gonna be a fight. These guys, for some odd reason, no matter, you can throw the records out, it's gonna be a different game. It's gonna be a different game. This is the game where the skilled players show up early. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can take advantage of the offensive line, because Saquon Barkley haven't been getting the amount of carries that he's just
coming back from injury too. Though.
Yeah. So they not giving him the rock a lot. I don't think he carried the ball 10 times last game. And so hey, this ain't the game he need to be getting it together on, basically.
Yeah, with Saquon, that's one question I want to ask you. Are you still on the boat of Saquon Barkley? You know, he had a great rookie season, right? And then every season since then, he's been hurt. Are you on the board of, like, you know, you just need to get that offensive line, maybe keep him a little bit more healthier? Or do you think, like a lot of people think, that he had so much tread taken off the tires in college that now the injuries are starting to really keep up with him? He might not ever be healthy through a season. Like, are you guys ready to move on from him? Because I've heard some content creators on the Giants say they'd rather have Booker get the ball more often than Saquon. How do you feel about that one?
So first off, I want to shout out somebody in the chat. I don't know if you can find it. Actually, somebody did point out that Kadarius actually won't play in this game, so it's good news for you guys. He is doubtful for the game. I didn't see Friday's injury report, so until just now, so I was looking it up as Reverend was talking here, and yeah, so that's good news for you guys. He won't play. Saquon's questionable, but he should play. He played last game, and then rest of pretty much everybody else is out except for maybe John Ross. So the Giants, again, injury struggles creeping up on them. As far as the Saquon thing, okay, I'm a Saquon homer. Okay, I followed Saquon since he was at Penn State. I'm a huge Penn State fan. So to me, I know what he is, and he never, except for 2 high ankle sprains in college, which one he recovered pretty quickly from, he never really battled through injury in college. And it's almost like, and a lot of people blame Daniel Jones for the Saquon injury against Dallas, believe it or not, because he led him too far and because he had to. Saquon took more steps than he needed to, and actually at the end of that play stepped on that dude's ankle. It was a freak injury. And it's just like,
I'm saying that
the Giants are
ankle was swollen.
Yeah. Giants are just consistently unlucky. I mean, it really is. Like, all this stuff, it's not like the guy is like, getting injured in practice, or he's getting nailed on the field and he's constantly out, he's got concussion or something like that. It's just like bad timing type stuff. And it's almost like the Derrick Rose type effect, where you have these guys that are herky-jerky, very twisty. Guys are so big and strong and fast now. You just don't know. Knees and ligaments are only supposed to take up so much torque. So in a way, if you're a Giants fan and they want to be off of Barkley, I get it. And because he's not been good up the middle consistently, you can go out of the iPad if you want. And he's just like, it's just, for me, it's tough, but I get both sides of it. I'm fair with it. If the Giants decide to walk away from Saquon, I get it. If they decide to keep Saquon, I get it. That's all I know is right now he needs to prove that he needs that payday. Yeah. And he needs to stay healthy for the rest of the season. And I believe we control his 5th-year option. He needs to stay healthy for the next season if he wants to get a payday. If not, there's no, even as a Saquon homer, there's no way I can definitively say, Saquon, you need to be a Giant for life. I can't. And I love the kid, and I want to see him succeed. I want to see him succeed in the worst way.
So basically, this upcoming game, you want to see more Saquon rather than the.
No, this game, I want to see Saquon be used correctly. I believe Saquon needs to be used more in the Alvin Kamara role. I still want to see Devontae Booker. If you're going to run these halfback dives, these halfback smashes, that Devontae Booker, he's a one cut and go guy. That's what you need. And maybe taking away those snaps and seeing that one cut and go type style would teach Saquon, okay, because sometimes he's indecisive because he always wants to make the big play. I get it. But sometimes as a running back, you need to learn to take the yards where you can get them. And it's okay to get that tough 3-yard run, that tough 2-yard run. Keep the sticks going forward, because there's a couple of times where he's got his hand on his center and he's looking, he's searching for a hole. Just hit it, bro. Just hit it.
Just hit it. Man, I think
we go through that with Miles Sanders a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to realize what kind of stars these guys are. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have to. They're trying to hit that home run all the time. I know for Miles, I can't say this about Saquon exactly because I haven't watched enough games with Saquon, but I know with Miles is just the lack of touches that really gets him in that mode where he feels like he has to make the play every single time he gets the ball because he doesn't know when the next carry's coming. But now we're running the ball again. I think now everybody get a true evaluation of Miles Sanders the rest of this year. We play a lot of light scheduled teams, and we're actually running the ball now. So putting those two things together, everybody should have a clear-cut view of how they feel about Miles Sanders moving forward. Now, I don't know about Saquon over there, but I know if I was the Giants, I'd be giving him the ball no matter where you need to give him the ball at. You got to take a look at a guy like Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders had the most negative yard runs ever in NFL history. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had negative yards every single game, but it's about those 80-yard runs, those 60-yard runs that those guys can produce is why you keep feeding them the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like Barry didn't have the best line. You know, that's why Emmett had the best line back in those days. Barry didn't have the best line, but he was still
Barry's my
able.
favorite of all time.
Yeah, he's
Oh
my
yeah,
favorite
for
all
sure.
time. You know, so that's why I kind of give these guys a little credit. They want to hit these home runs, and yes, they might not hit it on the first, second, third one, but that home run's coming. You just got to keep giving them the ball. You know, and a lot of people nowadays are not patient enough to wait. They see him -3 yards, like, oh, look at that. You know what I'm saying? He got -3 yards. He shouldn't be dancing around. But at the same time, that dancing is going to get you that 80-yard run. You see Miles Sanders last year with 3 80-yard run touchdowns, you know, the first time in a season that any running back's done that, you know? So you got to keep feeding these guys and don't really, you know, be so quick to like judge every run, but actually, you know, see the end of the game, you know, so see it out through the game and see what happened. Now, if you go a whole game and all he did was negative runs, then you can say something about these guys. But until then, you know, because Saquon's another guy, man. That's the one beast, man. After his rookie year, that's one running back I hate facing because you never know. You know, he's been hurt off and on, but you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but I totally agree with everything he been saying. I mean, basically, shoot, I love that style of running, but I think what helps a lot of times is having that two type running back style, because you'll have one guy that's, you know, low key, you know, waiting and looking for that big play, and then you'll have that other guy, you know, hitting that hole. And that's one of the things that I appreciated from Jordan Howard, you know, was the fact that when he gets the ball, he hits the hole. Like there is no waiting, there is no, you know, none of that. He and he has great vision, and he's a strong runner. One thing I love about Jordan Howard is the fact that he always falls forward, and guys do not look like they are ready to tackle him. And so we're missing Jordan Howard, you know, that always, you know, kind of hurt us a little bit, because Miles Sanders, he just now coming back for real. And so to have that other style of running like Jordan Howard, I think we definitely going to miss. So hopefully Miles Sanders hits the hole a lot harder, and can kind of learn from watching Jordan Howard that, hey, sometimes, man, you need to just hit the hole, because unfortunately, Miles Sanders still looking real fresh with the ball. He fumbled once, but he almost fumbled twice. So with that being said, I'm hoping that he can shake them little jitters off. He can, you know, hold on to the ball a whole lot more, because hey, we don't have Jordan Howard back there. But hey, even though we don't have Jordan Howard, we still got Boston Scott, and we all know they call him the Giant Killer.
He is a giant killer.
So with that being said, Jordan Howard, hey, we miss him. I know I'm gonna miss him, because you already know, BIRDGANG, I love Jordan Howard from the beginning. It was an automatic for me, you know, that he should be starting. I was surprised that he wasn't even dressed, and they had Kenny up in there. And so basically, shoot, with that being said, it might be okay. It might not be so bad that Jordan Howard is gone, because we do got the Giant Killer Boston Scott in there. I just need Miles Sanders. Hey, when he in the game, he needs to be hitting those holes, because believe it or not, just like Saquon Barkley got something to prove, Miles Sanders still has something to prove too. Time and time again, we keep on giving him, you know, the benefit of the doubt, and just saying that, hey, he's that big play, you know, waiting to happen. And we've been asking for him to get the ball a whole lot, especially in the beginning of the season. And we already saw in the beginning of the season, since he was barely getting the ball, he was pressing a whole lot. The guy was pressing. One time we had the game won. All he had to do was stay in bounds, and he kept on running, kept on getting hit out of bounds. I didn't understand that. And then this game, you know, he fumbled the ball, and then almost fumbled it twice. So I'm hoping, hey, he can get it together, because hey, we gonna need him, especially if we plan on rushing the ball as many times as we did last, anywhere close to the amount of times that we did last game. Because I believe last game we rushed it about 50 times, rushed over 246 yards. We was blasting. You know, we got the guys up on the offensive line we got the firepower. We got the guys. Miles Sanders needs to just hit the hole because, like I said, I don't know if it's because him and Saquon went to the same school and they actually train together too. So they really do have that same kind of style of, you know, waiting and kind of looking for that big play. But I think we all noticed it, BIRDGANG, all Eagles fans noticed it when Jordan Howard got put in the game. They ran it 4 or 5 straight times, straight up the middle, and it was completely different from what Miles Sanders was previously giving us. Jordan Howard got in the game and instantly 5 yards, 6 yards. I mean, tumbling through these guys. I think he had 10 carries for 67 yards or something like that before he got hurt. So, you know, it was a huge difference. I love the big play, you know, ability, but when it comes to getting waiting around and getting tackled for loss, and then we end up in second and long distance, we don't do well with that. Eagles, we don't do well with that. We already limited with the wide receivers that we have. Jalen Reagor has yet showed up. Right now, the only consistent threat that we have to accommodate for any type of play around, any playing in the backfield is Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith. Those the only guys that show up consistently. And we also have always got the threat of Jalen Hurts running, and that's a whole nother story because I don't want my quarterback constantly getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, hopefully, Miles Sanders can be that guy because we're going to definitely be looking forward to him to step up and hold on to the ball. Fumbles, we can't have it.
Yeah, I think that fumble thing was just he was off. You know what I'm saying? And they were ripping at the ball. You know, sometimes that happens when they rip at the ball. He was out of 3 games. You know, they ripped at the ball. But if you look at the stats, Howard had 18 carries for 63 yards. Sanders had 16 carries for 95 yards.
Well, you said
that's the explosion I'm talking about. Sanders has those big break capabilities there. You know what I'm saying? Where he can actually get those extra yards that you might not get. And like I said, sometimes they are negative runs, but he's going to definitely make it back up on one of his long runs. You know what I'm saying? So I feel both ways. You know what I'm saying? Like no one wants to see negative runs, period. But at the same time,
and look, no, Jalen Hurts had the 18 carries. I'm sorry to cut you off. Jalen Hurts had the 18 carries for 69 yards. Miles Sanders had 16 carries for 94 yards.
94 yards.
Yeah.
But I said not
you said Jordan Howard had 18 carries. That boy got hurt too early to have 18 carries. He only had 10.
But Howard had 64 yards too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, but you see what I'm saying? Like, there's still more production by Miles Sanders with less carries is basically what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? He's going to get those home runs. He might have a couple of runs that don't get it, but he's definitely going to come back and get you those yards back.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you guys with Saquon? How many carries is he getting per game, and how's he looking over there?
So, honestly, you know, they've slowly brought him back early in the season. Right, you know, at one point against the Saints, I think is where he had his most carries, where they were giving the ball the most. I can't remember how many he got in that game. Somebody can look it up.
Last week, Saquon had 6 carries for 25 yards. He averaged 4.2 yards a carry.
Yeah, and so, I mean, he's obviously going to get more against the Eagles, especially if he's feeling healthy. They're trying to work him back. But I would like to see a split between him and Devontae Booker, especially in short yardage situations. I'd rather see Devontae Booker because he's more decisive. But it's kind of funny how you guys are having this debate about Miles Sanders. Because obviously Miles Sanders and Saquon were both in college at the same time. And actually the year before they recruited Saquon, Miles Sanders was the number 1 recruit in Pennsylvania. I don't know if a lot of people know that. Mm-hmm. But the funny thing that your debate you were having is in college, I always felt Miles Sanders was the more decisive runner. He was more that one cut and go type guy, and he had that breakaway speed. That's why it made him an attractive option, and that's why he had that great season after Saquon left for the NFL. His junior season, and obviously Miles stayed behind. So it's kind of funny listening to you guys have this debate because I always felt that Miles was a very decisive runner, and I think he's gotten away from that in his career.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But that's what I'm saying in terms of getting away from it is because if you look at all last year, the number one thing coming into this season, all Eagles fans had on their mind was we need to get Miles Sanders the ball more. You know what I'm saying? We were passing the ball
consistency in the run
40
game. You
times
guys
a
haven't
game
had it
last year. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that 40 times a game passing the ball over and over. Teams don't win like that. You got to run that rock. And then coming into this season, the first 6 games, Miles had like two carries in the game, 5 carries in the game, like stuff like that, in the first couple of games. And still you're at that same point where you had Miles Sanders on the sidelines of the Chiefs game after he busts off of like 15, 20-yard run, slamming, spiking the ball in front of Nick Sirianni. It's like, this is why you give me the ball. You know what I'm saying? Because he was not getting the ball. So you got to think it's a mental thing. Everybody knows that both of these guys got talent, but the mentally in his head, he's like, man, I got to try to make a home run just so I can try to get the ball more.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't want Miles Sanders pressing, and that's the thing that always mess him up. It's always obvious when Miles Sanders be thinking too much because he don't be hitting the holes or he be fumbling the ball. And actually, you brought up a great point. We all been, as Eagles fans, been preaching, hey, they need to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Well, the game that Nick Sirianni decided to start running the ball, what happened? Miles Sanders gets hurt. So that was the turn when that was the game that Nick Sirianni offensive identity started to change. We started to become a more run first, play action second. You know what I mean? We started being that type of offense. So I believe that if Miles Sanders can hold on to the ball, and this is actually going to be a huge game for Miles Sanders because he's going to get his opportunities. Like I said in the beginning, we transitioned from a pass happy type of offense to a run first, play action second. Last game we had 50 carries for 42 yards rushing. So that was up against what was supposedly the number 1 ranked defense. Time and time again we have competition, and our offensive line continue to show up. And ever since we became that run first type of offense, hey, we've been dominant. Right now we rank we going into the Giants going into the Giants game ranked number 2 in yards per game when it comes to rushing with 153 yards. So hey, we up there. We got the offensive line. Hey, and we doing the main thing that our offensive line loves to do. They love running the ball. These are big guys. You got Jordan Mailata up there. He just got his contract extension. And everybody that got their contract extension within these past few weeks, they've been stepping up. And so we got guys playing up to their contract. Kelsey, we know he leading them. Lane Johnson, he a Super Bowl champion. We got 2 Super Bowl champions. Don't forget, they got that title of with their name, and they doing something that they love to do. Like I said, 50 carries, 242 yards rushing, and we're going into the game ranked 2nd in rushing. We can control this game. With that being said, Miles Sanders is going to have his opportunities. With us rushing the way we is, he's going to have his opportunities, but it's up to him to hit the holes and be responsible with that ball, because we seen him get taken out of the game when we had the game won and he kept on running out of bounds. We seen what that looked like. You know what I'm saying? So we know Nick Sirianni, hey, he's not just gonna have this guy being in the game knowing that he got a guy on the sideline that can produce, because he take Miles Sanders out the game. When Miles Sanders is obviously messing up, he takes them out the game. You saw what he did when he took out Miles Sanders. He put in Jordan Howard and ran Jordan Howard four straight times up the middle. So, hey, Miles Sanders is gonna get his opportunities, but he need to be more responsible with the ball for sure.
Facts. Hey, shout out to the 25 in the chat. Please like this video and subscribe to both my guys, OGR and DEEGIFTED. You know what I'm saying? We are all great content creators, working hard to bring you some straight facts here for both sides of the teams. I got a question here from Grant Kazir. He said, what are 3 keys for the Eagles to win the game, and what are 3 keys for the Giants to win the game? We'll start with you, OGR.
So 3 keys for the Giants to win the game is, right now, I don't believe the Giants will be able to come back from behind. And it's basically the same thing you guys are going to do to us. We kind of need to do to you. So basically, Giants need to have some semblance of run game to keep the Eagles honest. I'd like to take those big shots downfield, but unfortunately, we're not going to get the chance to do so. So everything's going to be kept in front of it. So the Giants need to get a lead early and stay with the lead. That's first off. Second, defense. Obviously, I want to contain Jalen Hurts. I don't want to allow him to break the pocket and improvise. We cannot be giving up very little yards in the run game. I want to say to the Eagles' offensive line and whatnot, hey, beat Jalen Hurts, beat us with your arm. Don't allow him to break contain. Don't allow him to get outside the pocket. Don't fall asleep on those run plays, those design run plays of Jalen Hurts. Keep the run game to a minimum and say, Jalen, beat us with your arm. And then third thing, it's going to be a close game, and it's kind of a cliche, but the Giants need more productivity out of special teams. Graham Gano has been solid, but guess what? We need something in the return game. Get us better starting field position, because then, will allow us to control the ball more, allow us to get more points. Because I don't think the Eagles are set to come from behind either. Not saying they can't or can. I think Jalen Hurts is better equipped right now to do so. But right now, the Giants need to get an early lead, keep the lead, put the pressure on the Eagles, and chew up some clock.
Okay. DEEGIFTED, what are the 3 keys to victories for the Eagles?
Man, hey, that was solid, bro. I gotta give it to you. But let me say, the strongest side for the New York Giants would have to be their defensive side of the ball. So
secondary, not so much defensive line, but yes, you're right.
Yeah, secondary for sure. Let me see. I think, yeah. So basically, with that being said, I think the Eagles, we have to take advantage of their offense, their offensive line, going through, a lot of turmoil up on the offensive line. Like I said earlier, allowed 2 sacks, nine QB hits. They got some injuries they dealing with up on the line, and Daniel Jones has been, below average, especially with everything falling apart. And so, I need the Eagles to take advantage. And we've been definitely taking advantage of quarterbacks that's not playing like a Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. I believe we're allowing like 7 yards an attempt, through the air. And big play Slay. He been turning up. He having a Pro Bowl caliber year. So I think one of the keys is definitely taking advantage of the offensive line, definitely getting into Daniel Jones' face, because Daniel Jones is that quarterback. Like you said, he's not a mobile quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, he throws accurate balls, but he needs a clean pocket. If he has a clean pocket, he good. But if we can get in there just a little bit, Javon Hargrave, if we can have a little bit of what we saw earlier, hey, Javon Hargrave gonna be in his face, but we gotta wrap Daniel Jones up. Do not get it twisted. He can get out of the way. I've seen it. The guy just somehow, he always fighting. So I gotta give him that. And so yeah, take advantage. And I don't want I believe number 2 would have to be Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has to definitely take advantage and be safe with the ball. He hasn't turned the ball over a whole lot. He only I believe he got 13 touchdowns on the season, 5 interceptions. His last pick was, I think, 4 games ago. So, he's definitely safe with the ball. And going up against a team that secondary is damn near elite, and definitely is quick on the ball. They definitely held Tom Brady. Let me see. I believe they held Tom Brady averaging 6.7 yards an attempt. You know what I mean? And they even got a pick off of it too. I think it was like a ricochet. It bounced off somebody's hands. But regardless,
I watched the whole game. Trust me. Tom Brady picked us apart. The Giants had the wrong thought going into the game plan. Can they take advantage of lesser quarterbacks? Can they take advantage of quarterbacks? Yes, they can. But it's going to require the Giants to get some pressure too. And the Giants are not very. We have more sacks, I believe, than Eagles. But even then, the Giants are not consistent. We still have two young edge rushers and whatnot. The Giants aren't consistent at all. Yes, if the longer the secondary can cover, the better it will be for the Giants. But yes, you are a little right in that sense.
Man, yeah. So with that being said, I don't want Jalen Hurts to really even. I don't want this game to even be a game that goes through the air. This needs to be consistent with what's been happening, what our identity been. Maybe not 50 carries this game, but somewhat close to it, and we steady need to rush the ball until they show that they can stop it, because I don't need them making the game more difficult than what it has to be. And I believe that if we continue to force our will upon a team that really, in my opinion, does not have a lot of reason to fight, if we can start off early and put our foot on their neck and control the game, I think we can really control this game. And we know that with the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands, he's not going to lose us the game. He's a winner. We've been saying this every pregame show. When the ball is in Jalen Hurts' hands, he is going to secure the bag. He always say rent is due. When he got the rent money, it's a done deal. You know what I mean? So I think number one, one of the keys will have to be taking advantage of the Giants offensive line. Number two, it would be the Eagles really establishing the run game against them. And number three, let me see. Number three, it just had to be Nick Sirianni. It would have to be the coaching staff, because this is still an evaluation year for the Eagles coaching staff. And I say that because this is the first actual win streak we've had all season. So with that being said, this is the first time our coaching staff have even been able to show some type of consistency. The jury is still out upon the defensive coordinator, and we just got on Nick Sirianni side when we see that he's able to adapt and adjust. So I'm gonna need the coaches be the coaches, because I'm always refer back to one of my favorite sayings when it comes to coaches is the fact that coaches can very rarely win you a game, but they can definitely lose you a game. So with that being said, the coach's responsibility is just to put these guys in position to win. And I need Nick Sirianni and Johnny G to constantly put these guys in position. And with Johnny G, I need him to constantly take advantage and pressure these guys. We're going against every time we go against a less competent quarterback that's been struggling recently, he tends to blitz more. I'm gonna need that trend to continue and us apply that blitz more. And so yeah, those are my three keys.
All right. Hey, Ojari says, do you think Hurts is a good quarterback, and do you think he's better than Wentz?
Do I think he's better than Wentz? No, not throwing the ball right now. I don't think he's better than Wentz. As far as taking care of the ball, yeah, Jalen Hurts right now has been taking care of the ball. I mean, before the game last week, he was what? He had 13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
and hold on. Yep. Let me say this about Jalen Hurts too. These within these past 5 weeks, he's also has the highest QB rating of any quarterback in the NFL. And I think going into the game right now, he averaged a QB rating of 90.4.
Yeah, I wouldn't go with QBR too much, because as long as you take care of the ball and you are efficient, your QBR is going to be high. But you can get somebody that can dunk the ball down the field like Chad Pennington, and he may have a high QBR. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
QBR is very deceptive.
I never knew how that really worked though, so I'm glad you said.
Yeah, as long as you're efficient with the ball and take care of it, you're gonna have a high QBR. It's basically how it breaks down. I mean, that's oversimplifying it, but that's basically how it works. But Jalen Hurts, taking care of the ball, doing what he needs to do to get the team wins, and at the end of the day, right now, your record's better than the Giants. And at the end of the day, people will say Jalen Hurts is better than Daniel Jones. And right now, he's playing like it. Am I going to say definitively? No, because I'm going to go on a little bit of a QB rant right now.
Okay.
You look at it, you go around the league, and when people say franchise quarterback, let me get your definition of a franchise quarterback, and then let me get whatchamacallit. My God, it's streaming. I'm forgetting.
I'm gonna let
Bird
BIRDGANG go ahead.
But BIRDGANG, yes, BIRDGANG.
I'm gonna let
31.
BIRDGANG go ahead.
Give me your definition of a franchise quarterback, and then I want
Because
to
I'm
hear
gonna
the
tell you what mine is. I'm glad that's a great
My
question.
my thing of a franchise quarterback is anybody that can win, who can lead men, and lead your team. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be able to do it on the field too. You're not gonna be the guy that's giving up the game. You know what I'm saying? But you're also gonna have a part in winning every single game. Whether it's with your arm or your legs. See, a lot of people think they always judge Jalen Hurts off his passing. And Jalen's a dual threat quarterback. I mean, you can't just look at the passing stats. You gotta look at those rushing stats. You gotta add it into the full equation. And when you do that, you see that this guy is a leader. You know what I'm saying? And he produces at a high level. Even though last week he had like 100 something yards passing, but he had 3 rushing touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Those are touchdowns to win the game. So who cares about the passing yards? Who cares about the rushing yards? About did he put his team in the best position to win the football game? And that's what I really consider, franchise quarterback. If you can go out in, game out, forget the stats. Did this quarterback put you in position to win the game, or did he lose the game for you? And as far as I see, Jalen Hurts has definitely been winning some games. And even in some games, we only came back because of Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Because he used his legs to score those 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So I think Jalen Hurts is definitely our quarterback for the future. I do want to see some more come from him. But like I said, he's only played 15 games. People are so set in comparing Jalen Hurts to every quarterback out there. Every other quarterback has been playing for years. You know what I'm saying? The people that they're comparing him to been playing for years now. And all those guys in their first 15 games do not have the yards and the touchdowns that Jalen Hurts has. He is top 10 all time. I mean, that's mean all time. Every quarterback that's ever stepped on an NFL field, Jalen Hurts is top 10 in stats in terms of yards and touchdowns. So how can you really say this guy can't be a franchise quarterback? Now, I understand you want your reservation for the end of the season. I give you that. Go ahead and wait to the end of the season to see what happens with the wins. You know what I'm saying? But as far as just the 15 games that the man has played, he's definitely done his thing good enough. Like, of course, he has things to improve, reading defenses, but you can't blame him for not being able to pick every single defense out. He's only played the 15 games. So you need the time. The only thing that's going to make Jalen better over time is playing games. He hasn't seen every defensive set. He hasn't seen every defensive coverage. He hasn't seen every blitz. He hasn't seen every route. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still learning this as a player. So until he actually get a chance to see that, like these guys, you look at guys like the GOAT, Tom Brady, right? Brady was a game manager for 3 years. Those Super Bowls, he won the first 3 game managing quarterback to win those Super Bowls. He wasn't all putting up these 300, 400-yard games back in those times. It took time. Russell Wilson took time. They built around these guys. You know what I'm saying? The Eagles need to continue to build around Jalen Hurts, and you'll see a better product on the field. But like I said, with Jalen Hurts, it just takes time with him. You got to give him this time. Next year, you have a better assumption. The year after that, you have a little bit better. And hopefully by then, he'll be that elite quarterback. And I think if you look at the stats, the pace that he's on right now, over 13 yards, he's on pace for over 1,300 yards rushing. He's on pace for over 3,000 yards passing. That's MVP type numbers. You know what I'm saying? No one wants to really say it, but I'm saying it. Like, that's MVP. Whenever you got a quarterback that's going over 1,000 yards rushing and, over 3,500 yards passing, it's like, and he still has room to grow. You can be nothing but excited for a guy like that.
Man, look, I agree. So your question was, what is
a franchise quarterback to you? A franchise quarterback to you.
A franchise quarterback. Okay, so my definition of a franchise quarterback is a guy that always puts his team in position to win. A guy that puts his, now I'm gonna make that clear. That's what I mean when I say a franchise quarterback, a guy that put his team in position to win. And in other words, that's almost like having a coach on the field. And having a coach on the field is Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a quarterback that puts his team in position to win. And a guy that is a natural leader. That's a franchise quarterback. A guy that puts his team in position to win, and a guy that knows how to lead his guys. And his spirit, like Jalen Hurts is our franchise quarterback. I'm gonna just make that clear, make that known right there. That's who our quarterback is. And the reason I say that is because he is the definition of a franchise quarterback. The way these guys follow him, the way his spirit is, bruh. When I say the players on this team gravitate towards Jalen Hurts like it ain't no other, yo, I'm just a fan. I'm not even on the team. When I watch and I listen to Jalen Hurts speak, just his press conference, when I listen to him speak, I want to be the best person I can be. Period. That's in life. That's not me running, catching the ball. That's in life. When I watch him and I listen to him speak, that's how I feel. So I know that energy, that leadership, I can just imagine how that shit feel on the field. I can just imagine how it feels to have a leader like that and y'all winning. And this guy take care of the ball, and he put you in position to win. He's a dog. One of my favorite guys was just mic'd up, Avonte Maddox. One of the guys I've been preaching about BIRDGANG all season, about his efforts. I've been talking about that guy effort. Yeah, I said it. I've been talking about Avonte Maddox all season, talking about his effort. And look, he got his contract extension. I know heart when I see it. And so, like I said, with a guy like Jalen Hurts leading the team, and with them winning the way they is, bro, they in every game. They in every game. So the fact that he always put us in position to win, the fact that he is a leader of men, and he has these guys in position and feeling like they can do anything, and on top of that, his play. Oh my God, how many times do people have to say, oh my God, the last 5 weeks, Jalen Hurts is ranked the number one quarterback over he leading the NFL in QB rushing touchdown. He leading the NFL in so many different categories. There is no question. Is he a franchise quarterback? He doing franchise quarterback stuff. He got franchise quarterback like stats. He's balling. The guy Jalen Hurts is balling. He has these guys. The way Miles Sanders speak up on Jalen Hurts, it's amazing. It's amazing. And so, my definition of a quarterback, of a franchise quarterback, is Jalen Hurts. He put us in position to win. He is a leader of men, and his play has been growing. Like, if anybody wants to make an argument, what can you say? Because he's constantly been progressing. He's constantly been progressing. Every game, he's constantly been progressing. And that's why I say every week, BIRDGANG, when we have the pregame show, every week I tell you, if Nick Sirianni puts them in a position, like calling the right plays, if he puts them in the right position and it's in Jalen Hurts' hand, we gonna be okay. We gonna be okay, because before he turn the ball over, he gonna run that ball. Before he turn that ball over, he gonna throw it away. Before anything, and he know where the sticks at all time. We seen him diving for the first down. You know what I mean? So, hey, we got all the reason to fight in this game. I'm telling you, I'm watching ESPN. I'm watching these guys, and they hyping up the Cowboys. They hyping them up so much. They so sold on the Cowboys, saying, "Dang, they still gonna win the NFC East. They still gonna win the they saying, oh, they still gonna win the NFC East, but that's not saying much. Are they still gonna
Reverend, I gotta reel you in here, buddy. I know you want to preach, and I'm glad you're preaching, but we went past the question. I appreciate it, you did. And I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, because I was finna get the going.
Yeah, you were about to go on for another hour.
We're calling the red.
Man. So, anyways, my definition of franchise quarterback is a borderline Hall of Famer. Because there is franchise quarterbacks that, like Phil Simms. Now you look at where he played and the area he played in. He's not a Hall of Famer. But could you say if he played a little longer, if he didn't have that broken leg, would he be there? Probably. That's the definition of franchise quarterback. is a borderline Hall of Famer, a man that's going to play for your franchise for 10 years. And I'm glad you guys have belief in Jalen Hurts because that's a belief you should have in your quarterback. But the reality is, I need to see more from Jalen Hurts.
Oh, yeah.
You said, oh, he's a dual threat. He's a dual threat. How has every dual threat been coddled, been stopped? You take away the run. When your number one weapon, and that is Jalen Hurts' number one weapon, is his legs. I mean, he has a dog in him. He's going to fight. He's never going to say die, and that's all great because I saw that from Carson Wentz early in his career too. And you could say that about his first 15 games too. The reality is you've got to give these guys 3, 4, 5 years, see what they have before you say definitively no. That's why Giants fans say, oh, well, Daniel Jones isn't the guy or he is the guy. He's an average quarterback in the NFL, and 28 other teams in the NFL are in the same boat as the Giants. They have an average quarterback in the NFL. And everybody's desperate and everybody wants a franchise quarterback. But the reality is you are not going to have one. And when people ask me, well, and somebody asked me in the chat, what should the Giants do about Daniel Jones? Let's play out the season and see. If you don't believe he's the guy, great. Go get yourself another average quarterback because chances are 9 times out of 10 when you draft one, that's exactly what they're going to be. I don't care if you're drafting him number 1 overall or in the 7th round. That's what you're going to get. That's the criteria. Everybody wants a franchise quarterback. They come 1 or 2 come every 2, 3, maybe 4 years, and that's it. That's all you get. And people in this day and age, we've put in so much onus on having a franchise quarterback that we forget about everything else that comes into our teams. And the Giants right now, what do I want the Giants to do in the next 2 to 3 years? I want to solidify an offensive line and I want to get a pass rush. And that's what I want. And if a quarterback wiggles his way in there, okay, take him. But you have to believe this guy's a franchise quarterback. Not me as a fan, the organization, and you need to do what you need to do and build around him. And that's what the Eagles did. They said, you know what? The previous coach, I don't believe you're the right coach to coach Jalen Hurts. We think Jalen Hurts is our guy going forward. Let's go get somebody like Nick Sirianni. Obviously, you guys know your GM believes in him because he drafted him number 2 in the 2nd round, and you guys were a laughingstock. We'll see.
And we got the QB coach that coached him in college to come aboard the team too. And ever since, and actually, in the beginning of the season, he was actually up in the booth. Ever since he came down to on the field where Jalen Hurts is and can be literally in his ear, hey, Jalen Hurts been balling. And you brought up a great point as far as a franchise quarterback. Your definition of a franchise quarterback being borderline Hall of Famer. I believe that Jalen Hurts has that capability because we see him being number 1 in a lot of categories, and he has not even reached his ceiling. I remember listening to something about Patrick Mahomes learning the offense and learning how to read the defense. And I believe he didn't learn how to read the defense until I believe his 2nd year up in the NFL. And for this to be Jalen Hurts essentially his first season, I know this guy has a lot of going to do and like I mentioned earlier, my eyes haven't been lying to me. I've been seeing this guy making progress every game. So if I'm just seeing progress, there's nothing that I see to believe that he's going to stop. And considering that, like you said, we got coaches in the building that believe in Jalen Hurts. We got a lot of pieces in this building that believe in Jalen Hurts. The players, the teammates, everybody believe in this guy. This guy is borderline Hall of Fame. And I'm only saying that. Now, I do agree with you. I do need to see more from Jalen Hurts. But just I'm claiming him as the quarterback because I'm projecting his ceiling to be more so of Russell Wilson. That's why I'm really not too much concerned about him running so much right now. I know it's a threat, but I know Jalen Hurts is a winner. So he's going to adapt. Like I said before, he is a winner. And with that being said, he been through a whole bunch of different offensive coordinators. So he's been constantly adjusting and for the past 3-4 years with different offensive coordinators. And he's still been performing and putting up the numbers that he been doing. So I believe that if he can stay consistent with a coach, stay consistent with learning, stay consistent with a group of players, man, Jalen Hurts is gonna be a bona fide winner. He's gonna learn how to be more consistent throwing the ball. He's gonna be more consistent with everything he do. And hey, if they already started off building around Jalen Hurts, putting coaches in position that can bring the best out of him, if they already been doing that with the coaches, then you damn sure best believe they gonna do it with the players as well. Like I said, we only got 2 reliable weapons so far for Jalen Hurts, in which is only Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert that has been consistent.
Oh, he took off. But yeah, like I said, I get what you're saying too as well. Like, you need more time to actually say he is the franchise quarterback, right? But he has all the makings of being a franchise quarterback, and I would say he's on the road to being a franchise quarterback right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the things he's done have shown us that he has the capabilities of being a franchise quarterback. But like I said, 15 games in, you can't say either way right now. That'd be like kind of what do you call it? Just premature. You know what I'm saying? To actually crown him the franchise quarterback or not to crown him the franchise quarterback. On the path that he's on, he's doing franchise quarterback type stuff, and he definitely needs some more development going. But like I said, the development that Jalen Hurts needs is just time. You know, you can't erase that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that you can do to make him see every defense. There's nothing you can do to make him know every coverage. There's nothing you can do, you know, to let him know every route that can be adjusted until he actually is in that situation to produce those things, you know what I'm saying, or to see those things. So, yeah, I think he's on the way to be a franchise quarterback. Do I have faith in him? Yes, I personally do have faith in him, and I think he is that guy. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, as the season goes on, like, we have a nice little stretch of games here that are very winnable games. And as long as he does what he have to do, I think the fans would be more on board with that. And to answer your question, Big Blue, I don't want to see no one fail. Like, I'm not a huge Danny Jones fan. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's the best quarterback out there. You know, I don't think he's that accurate. The only thing I do give him is he does take off for runs for some reason. I do always see a Danny Jones highlight of him taking off with the ball. And I don't know if it's just the line doesn't give him enough time or what, but I've also seen him have time and miss a lot of throws too. But I don't want to see these guys fail. I just calling what I see right now. These guys aren't producing at the level they need to be producing.
Yeah, as an Eagles fan, I gotta answer that question and be a whole 100. I want them to fail this week. I want them to fail at everything they try to do. So, you know, that's just me being 100. Look, I told y'all earlier, my brother is a Giants fan. So, you know, I never wish him misery. I never wish my own brother misery. But this game, I hope they fail at everything.
All right.
Yeah.
But all right, man. So let's just get to the game. Do you think it's going to be a close game, blowout? Oh, go ahead and give me some score prediction, guys. What do you guys think the game's going to go?
Right now, I can't confidently say my Giants are going to win. I'd like to see my Giants are going to win. I think it's going to be close. It's going to come down to a field goal or a touchdown, you know, last drive, maybe whoever has the ball last. Right now, I'm going to nod my head to you guys and give you guys 24-21. But, I mean, am I confident? Because, you know, as a Giants fan, what Giants fan would be confident right now? You know, after and the Giants historically have been bad on Monday night, and I think they'll be better against the Eagles this game. But I can't neither way just sit there and predict the Giants win. I'd be think foolish. I'd be putting too much of a fan hat on to do that. So,
yeah. Score prediction? Oh, you said 24-21?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. I'm gonna say we definitely gotta hold these guys under 21 points. So I'm gonna say a score of a total of 30-10. I'm gonna say we rush the ball, you know, as easily as we can, you know, with our guys up there, and hopefully, you know, Miles Sanders be able to hold on to the ball. But I really feel like, you know, our identity of rushing the ball is definitely gonna show itself again, and hopefully that take care of itself early, because I do not want to be in the dogfight with these guys late in the game, because hey, if they have any type of life or heart, they still got playmakers. They still got playmakers. All they need is if the game come down to they need to get in field goal range. Yo, they can get one clean pocket. Kadarius Toney make one good play, because like I said, if his effort is consistent, he can make big plays. Saquon Barkley, you know what I'm saying, he a big play waiting to happen. We cannot let this game be nowhere near close. We need to win this game as decisively as we've been winning games that we should win. Games that we should win, hey, we dominate. Games that we should pressure quarterbacks that's been struggling, we've been pressuring them. Games that we should win, we've been winning. And like I said, that comes with having a franchise quarterback like Jalen Hurts put the ball in his hands, and he gonna definitely make sure that he's secure with it, and we gonna pull it out for sure. So
yeah,
I
got
got
this game going 35-14 Eagles. You know, unless it's your old school rivalry game, you know what I'm saying, where no matter what the record is, no matter how good either team's doing, they just come out there and battle, which happens a lot in the NFC East, you know. But I just feel like right now the Eagles are on this trajectory. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, just the whole little streak has just started. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're just starting to find our identity. We're just starting to, you know, and like you said, we ran against the #1 rush defense, and the week before that was like what, they were number 3 Denver Broncos rush defense, and we just ran the ball all down their throat. And I think Nick Sirianni's going to keep that approach. And you know, and I don't think the Giants rush defense is as good as either one of those two teams. So I really feel like we're going to come running down your throat. You know what I'm saying? With Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, they're going to go do their thing, and they're going to get this W again. You know, like there is that chance. Like I said, there is that chance that this is a normal division game, that it clashes and we battle it out.
Yeah.
You know,
definitely
the Giants are
that.
at home and they're retiring Strahan's jersey. You know what I'm saying?
I thought we was at home.
Huh?
No, you're at MetLife.
Oh damn.
Yeah, and they're retiring Strahan's jersey, so these guys gonna be pumped up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they retired Eli's Manning jersey earlier this year, and we weren't that pumped up for that.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Yeah.
So,
but you know what I'm saying? Though,
really
it could give them that, you know, energy that they might need, because you know Strahan's gonna be on the sideline pumping them up. But like I said, I think we're gonna go 35-14. You know, it's gonna be a game that we need to win, and we need to win convincingly. You know, we beat some good teams that, you know,
we have to. We already listen.
Know,
this game is even more important just on the strength that if we want to have any host of any type of playoffs, yo, look, we already 0-1 in our division. You know what I mean? So if we already 0-1, yo, we can't be 0-2. We have to win this game. We have to.
One game back.
That's why I'm saying
Cowboys right now.
If we win, we one game behind. I'm saying, like, we cannot take this game lightly, because like I said, every year the Giants do not play us light. Like I said, my brother is a Giants fan. I know they it's not gonna be easy. That's why if we can take care of these guys early, I can't even remember the last time we had a real easy game against the Giants. When have we ever beat the Giants and it just been like, oh yeah, that was it? You know what I mean?
The last 3 times it hasn't been like that. So, and honestly, I mean, I get you guys riding high, being confident. I mean, a lot of Eagles fans, they puff out their chest. The reason why I hate the Eagles more, I used to hate the Cowboys the worst out of anybody. But Eagles fans, you know, the first time I ever saw Lord Brunson, and me and Lord Brunson have a good relationship. You know, he knows me, I know him. But I laugh because it's just like, you guys, the delusional, like, you guys are more delusional than any other fan base I know. You really, you guys,
I was more legit all year long, you know, but we already went through our speed bumps. We already went through our whole, you know, everybody coming down on us type, you know what I'm saying? Like all season long up to this point. So it's like, of course, now that we are riding low high, I gotta ride high with my boys. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta do our thing. I'm not saying, like I said, I'll give you the credit. It could be a slobber knocker with division rivals, but at the trajectory that the Eagles are on right now, I don't see them stopping our run game. I just don't
with
see
the
it. Like no
Cowboys
one, I don't really
losing
see no one. Like
yesterday.
I really don't even feel like we should lose another game the rest of the season, to be honest. Like that's how confident I feel. You know, it's not
And
no
I don't blame
shade to
you. I
no
don't
other
blame you.
team. I know it's any given Sunday anybody can lose, but I said this from the beginning. Our talent was not the problem why we lost all them games. You know what I'm saying? It was our coaching. It was the penalties. You know what I'm saying? The not running the ball. You know, those are the reason why we lost those games. In terms of the talent, we've had the talent. We just had to get them in the right situation to start winning these games. And I think they figured it out now.
Look, I told you, I've been telling you this every week. Every week. We both been saying it. Every week. We got the skill players. Time and time again, we've shown the ability to score 30 plus points a game.
Yeah.
We got the players. You can't listen. We damn near up there with the top scoring teams in the NFL, averaging almost down to 30 points a game. You know what I mean? So with that being said, look, we got the skill players. We can do it. We just need our defense to stay tightened up, and that's why I don't want to take our foot off their neck. If we got our foot on their neck early, keep it on there. I'm on their head, especially how Joe Judge was talking about our team last year because we lost the game. I'm on his head all season. I told my brother that soon as the season ended, I said, look, we coming for y'all. We coming for y'all.
And normally I like to get an all-time team, but I am running short on time, unfortunately. We went well over, I thought, the time we would be talking, but it's been great conversation. But OGR, I want you to go ahead and give me some of your favorite Giants of all time. You know, your favorite coaches, your favorite Giants, and maybe even your favorite game watching the Giants.
So my favorite game was the NFC Championship against the San Francisco 49ers because my cousin's a big 49er fan. And just watch momentum swing and watch Eli just pick himself off the ground. That's my favorite game, but it changes all the time. Like, I might tell you another one like 2 weeks from now. And then, but that's the one that comes to mind. Favorite wide receiver, Amani Toomer. Favorite running back, or at least running back I'd want on my all-time team, obviously Tiki Barber. I would take my second favorite, Brandon Jacobs. I also like Rodney Hampton. He's like my sleeper. Favorite like Giants player to like personify Giant was Charles Way, fullback. Obviously Lawrence Taylor. I grew up, but I saw the end of Lawrence Taylor. I was born in '84, but I, go back and watch highlights. I watch games of Lawrence Taylor. I mean, you gotta love Lawrence Taylor. I don't, Then best player of all time, period. Lawrence Taylor as far as defense goes. Leonard Marshall, Pepper Johnson, Gary Reasons. I mean, I could just keep going on and on and on.
Yeah, true Giants fan.
Mark Bavaro, favorite tight end, also personified what it means to be a Giant. Odell's not on my list at all.
Ooh, yeah, that's the only time Odell been good though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Odell's not on my line. Like, there's Giants fans that just sit there and just gloss over Odell. I'm sorry, man. I get it, first 3 years, but the disrespect he shows to the game of football, the mentality he has toward the game of football, I'm sorry. Maybe it's because it's new age, but I'm sorry. The guys, he blames quarterbacks for not getting the ball, and I'm sorry. There are guys that just always are out there and they work hard and they perfect their craft. They don't allow excuses to keep them behind, and he does. Yeah. And people that do that, I'm sorry, I just don't have any respect for people that do that. That's why he's
a cancer for the team.
Yeah. And I've never seen it. I've never seen him put the team first. Now, I know guys in the locker room say he do, and maybe they're just trying to save face. But I've never seen it. And to me, actions always speak louder than words. They always have. They always will.
Yes, sir. So what would you say your top three would be for receivers then, if you don't got ODB in there? OBJ.
If I know ODB, obviously Plexico, Amani Toomer, and then for me, Victor Cruz. Because that's
nice.
I put a mix in there as a sleeper.
He's a beast. So who's your favorite coach of all time?
Favorite coach? I mean, for me, it's the one that brought the Giants fame, and that's Bill Parcells.
Nice. All right, man. Hey,
Yep.
it's going to be a good game, man. It's always a good game when you talk about the NFC East teams. You know what I'm saying? A lot of teams, a lot of people out there, fans out there, NFC least, whatever. But we are the division with all the rings. You know what I'm saying? Until every division can step up to that.
We're not the
Hey,
NFC least this
they
year,
can
that's
talk
for
that
sure.
talk. We're like family over here. We're like picking on each other. Who can pick on the
We
other
the most
brother? But we don't
popular
let anybody
division
else
in the
pick on us.
NFL.
You know
Period.
what I'm saying? Like we gonna beat each other in the head, but we ain't gonna let nobody else come in here and beat us up in the head because we know what it is over
For
here.
sure.
And
For
as
sure.
long as the Eagles got the last rank, you know what I'm saying? That's why
God.
we sit here and we sit here high.
Hey, I
So
love when our division is all over the all over ESPN because that's just good for us. You know what I'm saying? Good for the Giants, the Redskins. Whenever all the attention is on the NFC East, period, that's always gonna be good.
The NFC East, when the NFC's good, that's when football's at its best.
Hell
I've
yeah.
always said that.
hey, y'all go ahead and give another shout out for your station, whatever you guys gonna be doing coming up. You know what I'm saying? So we can get up out of here. Because I gotta go, unfortunately.
Man, well, look, y'all already know it's the Reverend D Gifted 314. Hey, and join me on my journey to 100 subscribers, y'all. So I'm on a mission. Y'all join me on my journey to 100 subscribers, and y'all will all be entered in a live raffle I'm be doing on my channel for a Brian Dawkins jersey. So, hey, that's how I'm doing it.
All right, and then thanks again for bringing me on. I do appreciate it.
No
See you
problem,
later.
guys. Hey, like I always say, it's gonna be a great game, guys. And fly, Eagles, fly. And until next time, this is BIRDGANG 31, and we are out. Peace.